People typically think that voting does not matter in their lives and it's not important, and that politics has no interference within their lives. However, for example, Sylvia gets up in the morning, she showers, goes to work in her car, picks up the paycheck along with her male counterparts. That alone, in her morning, politics has had such a heavy influence within her life. Showering while utilizing water and electricity has had an influence by politics by how much water and electricity she uses and how much it costs. Using gas within her car has an influence by how much she can use and how much it costs. That has an influence by politics. And getting her paycheck at work has had an influence by how much she gets paid in comparison to her male counterparts. Everything that we do subconsciously has had an influence by politics. Therefore, voting matters in our lives and affects our day-to-day activities. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the purpose of voting, our fight for our vote, and how our voice is our vote. This is Our Time Is Now. According to the New York Times, the millennial generation typically is far less likely to vote in the presidential elections in comparison to the baby boomer generation and Generation X. And they are far less likely than that to vote within the midterm elections that are currently going on right now. Why is this? Because the older adults tend to tell the youth that their voice does not matter and that they should not vote because we show that we do not care about what goes on in our day-to-day lives that is influenced by politicians. So they do tell us to not vote. Race, age, income, and gender have a heavy impact on who goes to the polls. In comparison to the wealthy, more wealthy, older adult that is lighter in skin tone who controls the polls. According to the Constitution, we all have the right to vote, thanks to the 15th Amendment. Currently, right now, the 14th Amendment is under attack, which grants citizenship to all. This gives leeway to our 15th Amendment that grants us the right to vote to be under attack soon. In addition, there are people who want to vote but can't vote because of the country that they're born in. Since they weren't born in the United States, they aren't eligible to vote until they are granted citizenship, which they're going to be living in a country that is hard for them to get citizenship in, and so they will not be able to vote. Or that people are fighting for our rights in another country and they're at war and they're not able to vote at that time. Lastly, we should vote for those voices that are currently silenced. According to the New York Times, for every 10 adults, 6 vote and 4 do not vote. Reasons for this is because people do not know much about the candidates and they do not put further research into them. Also, people don't want to take time out of their day because they have such a busy schedule that they can't fit voting within their time frame during the day. Income has a heavy impact within that. As you can see here within the chart, people who are paid less and have less of an income are less likely to vote within elections of any kind, midterm or presidential, while people with higher incomes do tend to vote more within midterm elections and presidential elections. With income having a heavy influence on that, it is less likely because they can't afford transportation to get to the polls. And people feel that their voice does not matter and that it's not important. Contrary to education being a part of why people don't vote, according to the LA Times, among voters with little education, African Americans are 1.7 times more likely to vote than whites. Also, African American women are the highest population of people that vote. In conclusion, today I talked to you about the purpose of voting, our fight for our vote, and how our voice is our vote. I hope this helps you out and encourages you to vote within this current election that is going to be taking place on November 6th, this Tuesday. I'll leave you with this. From Michelle Obama, elections aren't only about voters, but who doesn't vote. Thank you.